Rainollon here. Today is yet again another build showcase, and it's the Tiberon Prime. There are two builds I'm going to show you today, so let us immediately start with the first one. The first one is the viral multi-shot setup. The mods I'm using for this setup, I'm using Prime Cryo rounds for cold, Infected Clip for Toxin, Toxin and cold gives us viral, given a scope for critical chance, given a zap for status chance and direct damage possessed on target, Vital Sense for critical damage, critical delay for 200% critical chance lowers your fire rate, but I fixed that with Prime Shred, which gives you fire rate and punch through, and given a chamber for multi-shot. These are the mods. For the Exos Weapon Adapted Slot mods, I have a highly recommend for you to go is Vigilance Supplies to enhance your crits, and Ammo Economy. For the Arcane, Primary Deadhead is by far the best in slot for this setup. 360 increased damage, 30% headshot multiplier, and weapon recall. All these stats are really good for this weapon. For the passive, this allows you to switch between semi-auto and burst. They all have different stats, and which I'm going to show you very soon. For the stats on the burst mode, the fire rate is good, magazine size is good, maximum ammo now from pickup is good, accuracy is very high, it's a burst, 2.2 punch through thanks to Prime Shred, Riven Disposition is good, critical chance, critical damage, multi-shot is by far the best in slot, and I will remove critical delay for it. Critical chance is good, critical damage is good, status chance is solid, and total damage is sadly below average. The semi mode has the exact same fire rate, has much higher critical chance, much higher critical damage, less status chance, has the exact same base damage. And the auto mode has the highest fire rate, the lowest critical chance, the lowest critical damage, the highest status chance, and has the exact same total damage. So that's it. Those are the stats, the passive, the mods, the arcane, and it's time for me to show you the second build. For the second build, this is a heat toxin setup. So I'm using all the galvanized mods, Prime Shred, Vital Sense. I did replace Viral for Hellfire. Hellfire gives you heat. Heat is going to be our main source of doing damage and proccing a bunch of it. Critical Delay has been replaced with Hammer Shot. Hammer Shot gives you critical damage and status chance. And I also have Rifle Elementalist. This is a plus 75% status damage. This is a multiplicative damage increase, 4-hour damaging elements, and we will proc a bunch of heat, sometimes slash, and this is quite solid. It also gives you 0.5 punch through. So, these are the mods. For the Exos Weapon Adapted Slot mods, I will highly recommend for you to go is Vigilance Supplies to enhance your crits and ammo economy still. Deadhead has been replaced with Primary Crocs, which gives you 300% stash chance and 6% ammo efficiency after 10 seconds when shooting enemies in the weak point. This is quite nice. You're going to proc a bunch of heat, and ammo efficiency is quite noticeable when you shoot this weapon. Stat-wise, very identical. Just higher critical damage, higher stash chance instead of Viral has heat. That's it. There's another build I want to show. It's a weaker multi-shot setup, but it's more satisfying. It's a primary accuracy setup. Primary accuracy, you can't use multi-shot, but you're going to do a lot more damage when you shoot weak points. So you're going to hit enemies really hard. You will see like orange and red crits most of the time. It's quite satisfying, but in terms of DPS, multi-shot is better than this. You can try it out, but this is still better overall number-wise. And that's it. Time for me to show you against the units, so let's start. Alright, let's start with the first build. So I'm going to spawn level 205, Steel Path, or Kimberly Group Dudes. No buffs around the strip, just raw damage from the weapon itself. So you wonder, how do I switch between semi, auto, and burst? You can see bottom right says burst. If you press the alternative fire mode button, you can switch to the semi. And now if you press it again, you switch it to the auto. What's my alternative fire mode button? It's middle mouse. So this is the burst one, and it kills the butchers in one burst. It's quite nasty. Now I'm going to switch to the semi. Also 1 tap. 2 tap on Lancers, they are tankier than Butchers. Now I'm going to swap to the auto, and they also die really, really fast. I will reload, swap to the burst, and see how fast the heavy gunners die. And they die really fast. Without any buffs from the strip, that was fast. Now I'm going to swap to the semi. There you go. Now the auto. To finish all these guys out. Reload, boom, and there you have it. That's the first setup. Now it's time for me to show you the second setup. The second setup, the way it works is you kind of have to utilize buffers to make it do a lot more damage. Heat is going to be your main source of damage, so you're going to add some other buffs. For example, I have Nourish on my Ember. Everybody can have Nourish. It gives you free viral, so you can press Nourish. Once you start shooting enemies ahead, you're going to get the Galvanized Chamber stacks, you're going to get the Primary Croc stacks, and as you can see, the enemies are melting really fast. If your direct hits didn't kill an enemy, the heat procs well. Now switch to the semi mode. You can see the heat procs are truly like 233k damage. That's kinda a lot. Auto. And that's it. That's the second build. And it's time for me to show you this build in game. So, let's go. And we are in. I'm up against the Ganir at the Kuba Fortress. This is Steel Path Survival. The map's called Tawani. I'm going to show you this build here. I'm only going to use Nourish, which gives me viral damage. Everybody can equip Nourish. It's a subsume. And it's more than enough to clear these Steel Path units. This is the auto version. I'm going to swap to the burst. This is not a burst one. It's also a pretty solid one at clearing. It's not the greatest because Puncture is now weaker at clearing compared to Ricochet Chaining and AoE. They're much more consistent at clearing and much better. We can all agree on that. But this isn't doing half bad. This is one of the better stat-wise single target DPSs, but it's still a weak single target DPS for being only a single targeter. I really wish they had some guy at DE just buff all these single target DPSs to be like at least good at something. But right now they're not good at single targeting or clearing, which makes no sense to me. While we have something like Torrid that has both single target and clear, and it has phenomenal stats everywhere, infinite ammo, you know, all this dumb stuff. It's not the greatest at single target, Torrid isn't the greatest at single target, but it does absolutely fine. While also fixes your clear. And this one here, as you can see, it's neater. You're relying on enemy placement, specific tiles for enemies to group up, so you can like shoot them for the punch to work and utilize. But it's doing fine. If you like this weapon type and you despise chaining and AoE and clear, yeah, go for it. This weapon absolutely does a solid job. Let me recast Nourish, shoot these guys. Kinda like the auto on this guy. On the primary Crocs heat setup. Let's go back to Burst. Yeah, Burst is also solid. You see a bunch of numbers, which is very satisfying. It's generating so much heat and so much viral. It's quite nice. Yep. I just hope someone goes, okay, let's do weapons to 3.0, swap some stats, buff these stats for these weapons, nerf these stats for these weapons. You know, to make the game more interesting, because right now, a lot of weapons feel exactly the same, and most of them are barely used because of the power creep. A lot of people ask me, how is my Ember so tanky? It's a shield setup. I made a build of this Warframe last year and it still holds up. This is the exact same build. I did remove the Molt Augmented for Hotshot. She can generate a ton of Hotshot stacks if you press your third ability. You can see right here, Hotshot stacks. Can I... There we go. Let me just leave this location. Where's the Acolyte? I need the Acolyte right now. Not you. Let me just activate this one as well. Yeah, this is a shield setup. The only way for you to die is something like bypasses your shield or bursts your shield down really fast. Like that Blitz guy did. The ammo efficiency from primary Crocs is also really good. It's so nice. 42 rounds you will melt really fast, but 60% ammo efficiency prolongs that 42 rounds quite a lot. Where's the Acolyte? Come on. Everybody's waiting for you, Acolyte. Everybody. Huh? He's not coming. I mean, I showed everything. Let me extract. And I'll be right back. And there you have it. That's the Tiberon Prime. It works. All the builds work. They're all absolutely solid. Pick what you like the most. And that's it. That's the weapon, the builds. Thank you yet again everybody for watching. Leave a like, sub, and of course, See y'all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.